Incitec Pivot Fertilisers has developed the ground rules for pasture to help you to maximise your productivity and output. Ground rule number 1, know where you stand with your soil.
Soil testing is important for pasture growth and productivity. It enables you to identify what your major limitations are.
Ground rule number 2, spread early and stay one step ahead.
Our advice is get your fertiliser out on the paddocks, have it ready for when the autumn break occurs. You've got the confidence to know that phosphorus will move into the soil within 24 hours, and it's a good decision to make to get it out early.
Ground rule number 3, get productive with P.
Phosphorus is the number 1 nutrient we need to put into pastures to make sure we achieve productivity gains and targets that we establish when we're looking at our phosphorus levels in soils.
Ground rule number 4, set up with Essential S.
Applying sulphate sulphur as part of the package when we're putting Superfect out is essential for that early break. Once you get that early break in the pasture system, sulphate sulphur is immediately available to that germinating subclover. Early biomass production, early to first graze when the break comes.
Ground rule number 5, keep an eye on your K levels.
What we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we're replacing or maintaining that K levels by putting K back into the system. It really does form the basis of productive pastures, and in particular legume-based pastures.
Ground rule number 6, ask yourself, is this the moment for moly?
You should consider moly as an addition to your fertiliser program, mainly to look at maximising your fixation of nitrogen in pasture legumes.
Ground rule number 7, go the extra mile with trace elements.
Going the extra mile with trace elements is really important because they're only required in the plant in very small amounts. The soil has only very low concentrations, but if you are lacking in those nutrients, then it can really hold back your pasture production.
Ground rule number 8, plan for your pasture establishment.
So a successful pasture establishment needs some fuel, and that fuel comes from nutrition and primarily phosphorus. So plan for pasture establishment. It is really the first stage of any pasture production system, and if you get it right, then it's a happy journey for a number of years. If you get it wrong, it can be quite costly.
Ground rule number 9, look to blends for better investment.
Look to blends as a better investment to A, address known nutrient deficiencies at the correct ratio, and B, save money with top dressing as well, because with a blend it's just a one-pass operation with your nutrient requirements.
Ground rule number 10, fill the winter feed gap.
Nitrogen has a key role in pasture systems in that it provides an opportunity to grow additional feed above what the normal growth rates might be. It allows you to, instead of buying grain or hay or silage and putting that into the system, it allows you to actually grow that additional dry matter in the paddock.
To find out more about the ground rules for pasture, visit groundrules.com.au.